People notice that I do speak up in class, I do ask questions. They also notice that I study a lot, that I'm not the one partying every night.
I would like to think that I have a really wide breadth of experiences, and I'm very curious about life and learning.
If I was going to look at myself, I would say that I see a creative individual who's not afraid to be that and who's proud of that.
Now, looking back on it, it was very significant, probably to the utmost degree of creating and developing, I guess, like who I am.
It's amazing how many people have heard of Waldorf and recognize, you know, oh, you went to a Waldorf school? I had friends that went to a Waldorf school. That's really cool.
You know, you're not just the nerd because you want to learn. You know, you're there because I care about everything. And, you know, I want to learn, you know, about history and physics.
My learning was me actually understanding the material instead of just memorizing and putting it out the day before the exam and then forgetting it all the next day.
People say maybe there's not as much rigor or schoolwork at this school. You take the PSAT and the SAT and the ACT, and then I got results back on those, and it's like, oh, you're in the 90th percentile. And then I was like, okay, well, then clearly there's nothing wrong with a Waldorf school.
You know, the lower school is definitely laying the foundation.
It's almost a little protective little world and ecosystem when you're in the Waldorf lower school.
Those are, you know, critical years of development. You're laying the foundation for how children think, how they learn.
This different way of looking at things.
High school hit and I just like exploded.
High school is really about building you out as an individual. It's not easy. Like, it is very difficult, it's rigorous. You'll go to the end and just be like, I'm done. But it's doable and you come out a better person on the other end.
It's a lot of work, but I was able to go through the high school and do 22 hours a week of competitive gymnastics at the same time.
I played soccer and basketball, and then I also play guitar, so I was in the jazz band at school.
Waldorf gave me the option to take control and take the initiative in my own education, so I was able to take that and translate it to college.
I'm a pre-nursing student with a minor in geography, and I work at an art studio. I'm interested in everything, and I want to do more.
George, how old are you?
Yeah, I'm 16, going on 17.
And what do you want to do when school's over?
For me, when I graduated from the Waldorf High School, I didn't know all the stuff I knew.
Going out into the world after, there are so many things I feel that were touched upon and looked at like from different angles in Waldorf.
Waldorf makes you think outside the box.
To work through problems and to, you know, come up with solutions is extremely valuable.
My boss just handed me a Samsung tablet and said, here, this is your baby, make it work. And within a week, I was on conference calls to engineers in Israel that I'd never met and a developer in Northern California, and clearly they recognized something in me that I have, you know, the ability to face that wall and say, I'm gonna take it on, I'm gonna learn something new today, and, you know, I will figure out what the difference between UDP and IP addresses are, and I'll figure it out.
For me, that's you know, that's what I want to do. I want to be able to create a life for myself that is interesting to me, that I'm passionate about, and that is fulfilling at the same time.
Right now, I'd like to produce and songwrite in Nashville or in LA.
I found a confidence there that I wouldn't have had otherwise.
We do know like what we like and that we're happy doing what we like.
I can do biology, and I can do this math, and I know about astronomy, and I can do music and art. And I just have this expertise in all these different subjects. It makes you just really confident about going forward into life, that you can do anything.
I applied one school and I got in.
I'm now going to school at Whitman College in Washington.
North Wales for university.
Emily Cart Institute of Art and Design in Vancouver.
I got into my top choices.
The major I chose was design and merchandising.
USC as a music industry major, and I love it.
I'm definitely going in a direction that I'm really pleased with.
I definitely felt prepared